The story of Jesus. Jesus was a Galilean who was born around 4 BCE in Bethlehem. According to the Gospel, he was born to Joseph and Mary. Joseph was only his father legally, because Mary was virgin when Jesus was conceived. We don't have a lot of information about his childhood. However, when Jesus was 12 years old, he went with his parents on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Jesus worked as a carpenter. He began his ministry at age 30 when he was baptized by John the Baptist, who declared him the Son of God. Jesus used parables and miracles to explain who the prophecies were being fulfilled and that the kingdom of God was near. At the Sermon on the Mount, he presented several discourses, known as Beatitudes, which encapsulate many of the spiritual teachings of love, humility, and compassion. As Jesus continued preaching about the kingdom of God, the crowds grew larger and began to proclaim him as the Son of David, as the Messiah. Jesus arrived in Jerusalem the week before the holiday of Passover, riding on a donkey. Great numbers of people took palm branches and greeted him as the city entered. They praised him as the Son of David and as the Son of God. After that, Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead and confronts merchants in the Temple of Jerusalem. In this context, Judas, one of his disciples, met with the chief priests and told them how he would deliver Jesus to them. They agreed to pay him 30 pieces of silver. Jesus and his 12 disciples met for the Passover meal. At the end of the meal, Jesus instituted the Eucharist, which is in the Christian religion, signifies the covenant between God and humans. After the Last Supper, Jesus and his disciples went to a garden to pray, but Roman soldiers arrested Jesus. He was taken to the high priest and he was interrogated. Next day, Jesus was condemned for proclaiming to be the Son of God. He was brought before Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Judea. The Roman soldiers whipped and beat Jesus, placed a crown of thorns on his head, and then led him off to the Mount Calvary. Jesus was crucified with two thieves. While Jesus was on the cross, the sky darkened, and immediately upon his death, an earthquake erupted. He was taken down from the cross and buried in nearby tomb. 3 days after his death, Jesus' tomb was found empty. According to the Gospel, he has risen from the dead. Jesus appeared to his disciples and told them, "Not be afraid." During this brief time, he sent his disciples to go into the world and preach the Gospel to all humanity. After 40 days, Jesus was taken off guard on a cloud and ascended into the heaven.